Hello and welcome to episode 3 of my unplanned car hauls. They're all filmed on the same afternoon, the same orange top, in the same rainy, windy conditions. Why am I doing it inside the car, you may ask? Well, I explained that in episode 1, but mostly the weather's bad. I had to pick up the parcels. This seemed as good a place as any. So I ordered the Hobbii Yarn Advent. And you're going to say to yourself, why? It's nowhere near Christmas. No, it is nowhere near Christmas. But I'll tell you why I did it. I did it because it was on special. Like, I think it was under half price. So these are clearly left over from last year, I think. So I ordered it because in 2021, I ordered the Yarn Advent box. However, it didn't arrive in time to do it as a Yarn Advent for the Christmas of 2021 season. Part of that probably was going to be the fact that shipping was much slower because of COVID. That seems to be less of an issue these days, so that's a good thing. But I did think that the Yarn Advent was a really good idea. And I thought to myself, will I do it again? No, I don't need to do it again. And then I think it was advertised as like $57 for a Yarn Advent, and it's August right now. I ordered these in July. Like, nobody needs midwinter Christmas like that. But I thought what I would do is I will unbox this is the 2022 Christmas Yarn Advent. Now, what it is it comes with 4 boxes. They're one for each week of December, basically, I think. And inside each one, there's a whole stack of knitting or crochet based items. I bought the knit box because I wasn't a crocheter back then. I'm a crocheter now. It's my running joke. So what I thought I would do is I will open them up. I'll tell you what's in each box because I'm not worried about spoilers from last year's Christmas, and I'll tell you what I think about it and whether or not I think you should buy up the last of these, but probably yes, because you get a lot in the boxes. And I'm still using a lot of the things that came in the Yarn Advent from 2021. And then I'll decide whether or not I'll order the Yarn Advent for 2023. I probably won't because I've got far too much yarn. At least I shouldn't. And if it does arrive late, yeah. Anyway, I've opened up the red box. I'm not sure what the knitting project is for the red box. And I can't easily check it. On the opposite side of this, there is a QR code, and I will look it up and I will attempt to edit the video to put whatever the thing is that they send, because the knitting pattern is accessible by a QR code on the back of this. But I don't want to just give it to you in case it's not a free pattern, it's just if you've got the Yarn Advent thing. So inside each box there is the things that you need to make this 4 projects, as well as a few other bits and pieces from memory from last year. The last one I opened, they were numbered boxes. This time they're not numbered, because, or at least I'm an idiot, because I may hold it up and there may be a number. This is the red box. So inside my red box, I have 2 balls of yarn. There's Kind Feather in green and a fluffy brown peacock yarn. This one's polyester and this one is premium acrylic. There is a set of handmade labels, a set of wooden buttons, and a pair of guitar scissors. Hard rock, yeah, cool. I don't have guitar scissors. I do have unicorn scissors. I do have peacock scissors, I think. Either way, I like funny scissors. I haven't seen the guitar ones before, so that's cool. I don't know what the project is. Part of me feels like I should make a guess. What sort of a project requires 5 buttons, or buttons and brown and green fabric? Brown and green yarn. What's brown and green? Trees are brown and green. I'm going to look like such an idiot when I look up the pattern. I might do my response to the pattern when I see that separately. Maybe I should have done that. This is chaos, but that's fine. So 2 balls of yarn, some buttons, some scissors. I mean, I did say last time that probably what would be a decent idea is throwing in a pair of knitting needles, because if you were sending these to somebody, or if you get, one idea I did think is, if you come from a family of crafters, Get a Yarn Advent box, because they all arrive at once. They don't arrive in 4 parts. Give everybody a random box and make whatever it is to give away, white elephant or whatever. But I do think you'd need needles in the box for that. And if you're traveling for Christmas, you don't necessarily have all your knitting needles with you. I will have all my knitting needles with me because I have too many, and there is no chance that I am ever further than about 1 metre from a set of knitting needles. But that was the red box. So now there is purple gingerbread man box. I'm going to open purple gingerbread man box. I do really like the boxes, actually. I did reuse them for a lot of things. Ooh, okay. So here we have alpaca blaze, like a mohair that's not a mohair but a mohair, and soft alpaca lace. They're the same shade, so it looks like they're supposed to go together. A set of stitch markers, which anyone who knows me knows that half my stitch markers are up the vacuum cleaner at all times. Christmas themed sewing needles, but they're the metal ones. I do like that. A baggie. What's in the baggie? And oh, and a notebook. So this might be yarn box 1, because there was a notebook last year as well. I could have used the notebook a few weeks back, but we're not going to talk semantics about whether or not I should have bought this box at all. I don't need more notebooks, but I love a notebook. What's inside this baggie? Inside this baggie is a set of 3 wooden hearts. Again, I'm going to put up what the picture of the pattern is. What do I think it is? I don't know. I don't know. So wooden hearts. I don't know. Something you stitch up. These clearly go together. I don't know what's brown. Everything's brown. Tiny teddy bear holding a wooden heart. It's a terrible guess. I'm going to have to do a reaction to what I thought it was versus what it really was when push comes to shove. It's quite possible that these will be reused as gift boxes, because they're really nice boxes. Anyway, box 3, green reindeer. I'm opening it up. Very exciting. Oh, we're speaking my language. 8-ply sock wool. 8-ply sock wool in a slightly different colour. 100% wool in that colour. Handmade labels. I've never really used the handmade labels, mainly because I figure that most people know that I've made them. And this is a set of 5 postcards. That's cute. What do I think these are? No, I don't know. This is so different. Is it the same size? Is it 8-ply? Is it 8-ply? Are you 8-ply? You're 100% wool. You are made in Turkey. You are produced for... It's saying 5.5 to 6 millimeters for the knitting needle size. These are definitely 4 millimeters for the knitting needle size. What do we think this is? I don't know what this is for. So my guess, because why not make a terrible guess? These are going to be socks, and that will be a pom-pom. I don't know. I don't know what this is for, but I'm going to make socks. They might have stripes. There might be man socks. His and her socks, because that should be enough for... I don't know. It might not be. It's probably enough for a pair of socks, because that's double knit depending on how long I want to make the socks. I don't think there's going to be enough for 2 pairs of socks. Unless I make them ankle socks. No, I'm not making ankle socks. Yeah, that's going to become a pair of socks. I'm assuming the pattern's for a pair of socks. We're going with socks. Again, I am assuming I'm going to laugh hysterically. Now, the last box is beige Christmas bauble, maybe? I don't know what the picture is. Anyway, it's the beige box. And I'm opening up the beige box. So this one's got some Christmassy vibes. This has got a project bag. I do like a project bag. It's a decent sized project bag. And it says Bundle of Love. Very nice. And in there is 4 balls of yarn, 100% acrylic Amigo in sort of a cream, and then a brownie shade, and then a green shade, and then a red shade. So there's those. And then there is, what is this? It's a ruler with magnifying glass. I mean, handy if you're using your patterns on paper. I don't really use patterns on paper too often anymore. But I think that's useful. What is this project? Could be a Santa hat. Could be a tree. I'm going to go with a cat and a turtle and a Santa hat, because I may as well be incredibly wrong. In for a penny, in for a pound. Yeah. So, do I think it's worth buying the Hobbii Yarn Advent? At $57 New Zealand. That makes every project like $15. $15 for a pair of socks is good value. $15 for a hat, good value. Four balls of yarn. I mean, there's basically 2 balls of yarn in each box. So on the discounted rate, it's definitely worth it. So totally 100%. Run away to Hobbii or Hobbii, however you want to say their name. I really should find out, because I do quite like them. I think they're fun. They're a fun company with fun colours. Run away, get the leftover Yarn Advent boxes from last year. I don't know what the patterns are. I'll put my reaction to the patterns up at some point with this video. Would I buy it at full price, which I think full price is over $100, which would make every box a $25 box? I don't know if my own personal random budget goes to $25 for a box or $100 for it. I don't know. If it was everything you needed in a box and you could hand the box to somebody, yeah, cool. Or if you had, I don't know, that's the thing. I think it's reasonable value. Even at full price, I think it's really reasonable value for what you're getting. Some of the boxes are definitely better boxes than others. Like, I think the one that's got the 3 balls of yarn and the 2 balls of big sock wool, that is a good value box. What would I do with these boxes? Oh, they are numbered. Oh, such an idiot. I can now see the numbers in pixels. The last box I opened was the first box. I opened them in completely the wrong order. I am not surprised, to be honest. It's been a long day. So I opened the boxes in completely the wrong order. That first box has 4 balls of yarn and a ruler and a yarn project bag. Yeah, I think that's a good value box at $25 New Zealand. And it's got a pattern. I do think it's a good value item. I just wish that they arrived on time for Christmas. But again, the last time I ordered them around Christmas time, it could just be other side of the world, COVID, issues with transportation. So if they arrived on time and they arrived before December, perfect. Or if you come from a really crafty family where everybody's knitting and crocheting, I would say get a box or get a set or two. Hand out a random box. Don't give them the pattern. Tell them to make something, or do give them the pattern, and see what they do with it, because that would be really funny. You could get one yarn advent because it's got the 4 completely different boxes, and that's 4 people covered for activities in and around Christmas, which, you know, the last time I opened it up, they weren't Christmas based activities, so that was fine. One was a pair of socks, one was a hat, one was a pair of wrist warmers, and I don't remember what the other pattern was for the life of me. I made the hat. I made a video for the hat. I'll put that up there. That there is a video for the hat that I made, and it wasn't too bad in the end. But yes, what do I think? Definitely, if there's still the $57 Yarn Advent boxes, get one now, because if nothing else, slap a bow on one of them, give it to a crafty auntie. Bob's your uncle, you're sorted, you've got a great gift there. Crafty family, you can't go wrong with a box. Yeah, full price, still worth it, but it's really got to be for somebody who you love that much. No, probably just more somebody who's going to appreciate the projects or the surprise. Maybe someone who's recently taken up crocheting or knitting, because none of the projects were particularly hard last time. I looked these up, they all could be incredibly difficult. Who knows? Maybe one thing they could do is make it so that when you got the code, you could have the choice of 2 patterns, one that was more challenging than the other, to cover things off. It could be a pattern for the same pair of mittens, but an easy version and a harder version perhaps. Or throw the knitting needles in with box 1 and then have everything off the same knitting needles. And that would complete the set, so that I think it would be then good to go and be really good. But in terms of how a Yarn Advent goes, it's not a whole stack of mini skeins. It's not a complicated project. It's a fun thing. And at the end of the day, I'm still going to have a pair of guitar-shaped scissors. I'm going to have a project bag. There's going to be a notebook, some bits and bobs that I'll be able to keep using for years on end. And a pair of stitch markers, well, a set of stitch markers that I will slowly be able to drop everywhere and vacuum up over the next few weeks. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching episode 3 of the yarn car unboxings, and I will see you next week. Bye. Right, hello. This is my finally getting back to my Hobbii Advent 2022 unboxing video, because I bought it when it was on special. I bought it while it was on special. Like, I bought it really, really cheaply, but unfortunately my code takes me to a thing saying that there's 50 days and then the patterns for last year will be released. But I have found online what last year's patterns were, and I do remember in my unboxing trying to take a guess as to what I thought the patterns were going to be, and then I will tell you whether or not I've ordered this year's box. So where I'm at is on a website called @yarnslength.com, and she's gone through and she's worked it all out. Now box 1, which is the one that's got it's got 4 balls of yarn in it. I remember opening this one thinking this is quite a lot. Now that was for a pattern called the Mini Merry Christmas Ornaments, and they had instructions for miniature hats and sweaters to use as decorations, which is very cool. It feels like a nice little project to have at the beginning. Again, I'm going to say the same thing that I've said before. Hobbii, throw in some cheap needles, because if you wanted to knit these and you were away on holiday, or you bought these for a knitter so they could have them while they're on holiday, they don't have needles with them. Throw in some cheap needles. It'll change everything. It's an expensive enough box that I think cheap needles can be thrown in. Then week 2 was down for being Sunday, September the 4th, and that's got the ones with the sock wall in it, and that's a really high retail value, and then a skein of Antarctica Natural White. No, Arctica. I can't read properly. Right, so that there is for a pattern for a pair of socks called Toasty. So that's kind of cool. I do like a sock. I'll see if I can find that pattern now that I've got this website. So thank you @yarnslength.com. Then box 3 was the red box, which had the skein of Peacock and the skein of Kind Feather and Dusty Green. So that's the fluffy yarn and the green yarn. and as well as a couple of other things like the scissors and things. And this is for a pair of mittens. And again, she's got, I'm sure we were in for a teddy bear. I thought that it was going to be a teddy bear, but it's a pair of mittens. So I'll see whether or not I'm going to make them as mittens. They're not really my colours for mittens, but I really did think it was going to be a bear. And then box 4 had the alpaca yarn, the stitch markers, and a couple of other things. And that was in alpaca blaze in nougat and soft alpaca lace in taupe. So again, not my colour shades, but it does not matter. And that was for a bandana called Lacey. Again, she thought that it was going to be a bear as well. I thought that it was going to be, looking at the two colours being quite similar, knitted together, so I was quite excited about doing that. So we'll see. A bandana called Lacey. I don't wear knitted bandanas, but we shall see. Yeah, so that's what they all were. So thank you at arm's length for writing those up. I will now do a quick Google search for the sock pattern in particular on my iPad here. Now you said that the sock pattern is called, I'm losing my mind, I can't scroll, there we go. The sock pattern is called Toasty, so here we go. Hobbii knitting pattern Toasty socks. If it looks like I'm taking a lot of time to concentrate, I'm taking far too much time to concentrate, really. Right, Mersey socks, pop socks, Glomus socks, lacework socks, Cebu, cozy Valentine's, Frick, easy breezy socks with cables, universal twist, forest comfy, autumn leaf, easy breezy universe, Julie Christmas socks, friendly socks. Doesn't seem to be a very easy way of finding the pattern. So there is at least one downside in buying the leftovers. Do I just type? Let's see if I can just search knitting patterns from there. So onto pattern and is it going to be under clothing or is it under accessories? Socks. And what have we got? Mersey, Cebu, autumn leaf, Mekong, Julie, pop socks, leg warmers, cozy socks. And I'm looking for Toasty, aren't I? Keep warm leg warmers, twist socks, autumn leaf, B square, Denver spring wave, seductus. Yeah, I have a funny feeling that leaving this too late, I have not got the pattern for the Toasty socks. But that's okay. I will cope, because what I do have on Hobbii is a whole stack of sock patterns, and they do have a lot of free sock patterns. So I will be able to have a look and knit up those socks, just not necessarily that pattern. So that's okay. The other big question that I left you all with was I going to buy the 2023 box? I do have the answer to that. I bought the 2023 box. I haven't opened it yet. I do know that they're all in here. I ordered it almost as soon as it came out. And the reason I did that is that the first time I ordered the Hobbii Yarn Advent was 2021. Now that I ordered in... Oh, I ordered it before the Black Friday sale. We're talking, I ordered it in October and it didn't arrive until January. So that's why I didn't order 2022s, as well as the fact that it is quite spendy. Then I got the 2022 one for a half price when they were just getting rid of them mid-year. But clearly, a terrible idea if I wanted to actually get the patterns off of it, because it's now up for next year's one. But what my plan is for this year is that I will open this box and attempt to knit the projects as they're released. I know, revolutionary. Who knew? Who knew? But they're here, and it does mean that I've got enough time to get it done. And none of them seem like they've ever been a long, big project, so I'm going to enjoy doing that. However, there are going to be some things like when you look at bandana and you go, I don't wear a bandana, but somebody might. And if nothing else, they might be able to become Christmas gifts. Was it an expensive box? Yes, because $100 EU, by the time it got here, is $200 New Zealand. Now it's starting to get stupid because I am not paid to do this. I just enjoy doing this. So, will I make back this $200? No. Will anything in this box, will any of the projects be worth $50 at the end? No, they won't. But hopefully I'll enjoy doing it, and hopefully you'll enjoy me making them, and that will make it all worthwhile. And eventually, maybe one day, this YouTube channel will go completely viral, and then I can spend my whole time knitting and not having to do anything else with my life. But in the meantime, have a happy day. Hopefully you've got the same glorious weather as I do. Am I doing a lot of filming today simply because the weather's so nice? I so am. I really am. Yeah. Don't look too closely at the garden because there's a lot of weeds. I do have a gardening channel if you'd like to follow my gardening channel. I think I've posted 2 videos, but we're now moving into the season at which all the vegetable patch will be planted, and there'll be more stuff coming and going. Oh no, it's all going to seed. Honestly, there's so much work. But I do enjoy having a vegetable garden, and I have enjoyed the fact that for the last year, other than onions, which were a fail crop, we've hardly bought any vegetables at all because they've all come straight out of the garden, and that is a total win in today's high food prices, thus justifying overly expensive yarn products that I do not need. In the meantime, have a wonderful day. Hopefully everybody's having a good time, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye!